Beautiful inverse head and shoulders base, retested the base. I did a big amount of switching. I will do more. And I think that it should outperform over time. Deep book, the liquidity layer to SUI. I've talked about this before. It's been a recommendation. It has done very well. It's like SUI beta. And it looks again like it's forming a wedge. Another beautiful chart. Deep book versus SUI seems to be doing the same kind of thing. That looks great.
SUI holders are in a precarious position as the cryptocurrency market experiences ups and downs. A recent technical analysis has revealed a head and shoulders pattern that is ringing alarm bells about a potential drop to $1.60 if vital support levels are broken. In the case of SUI, this pattern is evident on the 12-hour time frame, suggesting that the price could be headed for a significant drop. The structure consists of three peaks: the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder. The left shoulder formed as SUI turned upwards, creating a robust momentum. It generated the head, which peaked at $4.20 to $4.50. However, the subsequent attempt to move higher resulted in the formation of the right shoulder, which failed to match the previous high, suggesting that buying pressure may be waning. The $3 mark is not just a number. This is a pivotal support level for SUI. Analysts say that if the price falls below this level, we could see a staggering 52% drop, potentially reaching $1.60. This key support acts as a psychological barrier for traders. If broken, panic selling could occur, driving the price even lower. Market sentiment is a huge factor in the crypto space. Positive or negative vibes can significantly influence price movements, often overshadowing technical indicators. In the case of SUI, sentiment is mixed. Some investors are concerned about the head and shoulders pattern, while others remain optimistic about a rebound. If it breaks through the critical resistance levels, it could signal a bullish reversal, which could lead to a rally towards $4.20 to $4.50. According to Raoul Pal, if you want to make maximum gains in 2025, focus on SUI over Solana. Before we move forward, if you want to stay updated with the latest crypto events and news, you can subscribe to our channel and like this video. Now, let's get back to Raoul Pal's view on Solana and the overall crypto market.
Global M2 is a good proxy for global liquidity, which means number go up. The other thing that people get very confused about is they're like, well, what happens if the Fed don't cut much more? I don't care. What happens if rates don't go down a lot? I don't care. What happens if they don't drain the Treasury General account? I don't care. You've got to understand the global picture is the big picture. And the global picture, like 2017, will most likely be driven by China. I think the US will stimulate, but China is the big one. Chinese bond yields are now at 1% or somewhere close to it. They have run out of runway. The Chinese have I think when I looked at the calculation in my Excel, I think I got to, they need a QE to do. They have to print money. Why? They have an aging population, massive debts. They need to service their debts. Everybody's in the same boat. This, my friends, is the everything code. It's the fact that the only way of servicing the debts is to debase the currency. And the Chinese will do a lot of debasing. You guys all have PTSD from the last cycle. It finished early. Is it going to happen again? Am I going to lose my money? And am I going to round triple my gains? When the ISM peaks is when you need to be worried. Oh yes, the ISM peaked in March 2020, 2021. Previously, it peaked in January, February 2018. Guess what? That's when ETH peaked. Also 2013. It works every time. And where are we now? Oh, we're at the bottom of the ISM. Again, everyone's like, where's my banana zone? It's failed. It's like the banana zone is a period of time and a price action that is nuanced because it goes in bursts and then corrections. So the banana zone started from September onwards last year. The market came up and did what it did every single time.
Raoul Pal has announced that Solana competitor SUI is on the cusp of entering a super bullish phase after breaking through a critical resistance level. SUI is preparing for a significant breakout after surpassing its all-time high. He noted that SWI has crossed the $5 mark and anticipates a strong price increase following this achievement. Paul also expressed optimism about Solana, stating that it has broken out of its channel and turned the upper boundary into a support level. He shared a chart indicating that Solana is now moving upwards against psychological resistance at its all-time highs. Paul previously claimed that SWI would play a chosen one role in this market cycle, potentially outperforming Solana. He mentioned that his support for the SWI project stems from his belief in its strong chances of success. Paul noted that SWI has started outperforming major cryptocurrencies such as Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. He warned his followers that while SWI has significant potential, it is also a risky investment, and stressed the importance of individual risk assessments. According to his analysis, SWI's price movements and overall market performance have reinforced his confidence in the project with expectations of a notable rise in the near future. Paul also believes that the global M2 money supply will increase again, leading to a major Bitcoin rally from now on. The global M2 money supply has been declining over the past 2 years, leading to speculation that Bitcoin lacks enough liquidity to support its price rise. Paul advised investors not to worry about the recent market movements. He said that the global currency looks exactly like the charts from 2016-17 and could see substantial expansion in the future. However, investors are concerned that while the global money supply has fallen over the past 2 years, the Bitcoin price has not fallen enough to signal a trend change. For several years, Bitcoin has been consistently monitoring the M2 supply. So if this pattern repeats itself, we could see a drop to $70,000 before the rally resumes. With the economic headwinds looming, some market analysts have already raised this outlook. However, Paul addresses this fear by showing that the price of Bitcoin is moving in the same direction as it did in 2016. Bitcoin has entered the green zone, breaking above $94,000 after briefly dipping to $92,500. Many are now wondering about its uncertain movement and what could happen next. Paul explained the banana zone as a sequence of phases that Bitcoin goes through during its market cycles. The first stage usually involves a rapid rise in price, as we saw when Bitcoin went from $50,000 to $100,000. After such a sharp rise, the market tends to correct, often causing panic among investors. However, this correction is an integral part of the cycle, and while it may seem worrying in the short term, it usually precedes the next phase, alt season. In the first phase, Bitcoin experiences a sharp increase in value, which often causes excitement in the market. This is what happened when Bitcoin hit $100,000. After the initial surge, Bitcoin usually enters a correction phase, where its price consolidates or declines slightly. This part often creates fear and uncertainty in the market, as investors worry about the longevity of the recovery. Once the correction phase stabilizes, the next stage is altcoin season, where altcoins tend to outperform Bitcoin. During this period, many cryptocurrencies are experiencing gains, and it seems like any coin can make money.